Margaret Maddie Kennedy was born October 1st, 1917, the daughter of Joseph and Margaret Burke Hutchison. She grew up on Ling Street and attended St. Agnes School. She married Archie Kennedy while still a teenager, and after a 10-year stint of living in New Victoria, they moved back to Ling Street, where she lived the rest of her life. In 1955, Archie died at the age of 42 as a result of a mine accident, leaving Maddie at age 38 with the responsibility of 10 children. During her life, Maddie was involved with many groups and organizations, such as the St. Agnes CWL, New Waterford Pensioners Club, and Aging Gracefully. In the late 1940s, she took up the sport of bowling, which she excelled at and enjoyed for the next 35 years. Every Tuesday evening she bowled on a New Waterford team in the Sydney League, and every Thursday night you'd find her bowling in the New Waterford lanes in the Ladies League. She also bowled in many local and provincial tournaments and became one of the top bowlers throughout Cape Breton and Nova Scotia. Some of the highlights of Maddie's career include being a member of the Sydney Comets team that won Nova Scotia titles in 1958, 59, 63, and 68, as well as being runners-up 4 times in the 10-year run. During that time, she bowled a 373 triple with strings of 107, 151, and 115. At the time, the 151 single and 373 triple were new records in Cape Breton, later to be broken by her teammate and chief competitor, Kay Cormier. In 1967, Maddie Kennedy was selected as one of New Waterford's top 25 athletes, and she was honored at a large reception that year as part of Canada's Centennial Year celebrations. Maddie also won numerous championships with her New Waterford team in the Thursday night New Waterford Bowling League. In fact, Tommy McNeil said that Maddie's team was so dominant in this league for so many years that the other ladies wanted to split the team up. Maddie was a very powerful and disciplined bowler who surrounded herself with other bowlers of like temperament, and the results were very successful. Tommy also paid her the highest compliment he could bestow on any woman, saying that Maddie was the most powerful female bowler he'd ever seen, and in his mind she could easily have beaten most of the male bowlers in any competition. Maddie was always the president of the Ladies League in New Waterford, and she always single-handedly got the league going for Thursday nights. She started calling people from early August to get started in September. The women made their own rules for the league, but they didn't stray too far from the men's rules. Tommy said he would have dearly loved to see Maddie and Kay compete against each other, one-on-one, because they were both so dominant at the sport, and yet with such different styles, but that never happened. As a member of the New Waterford Comets, Maddie's team captured numerous titles in the Sydney Bowling League. Many of these trophies, as Joanne mentioned, had been donated and are across Canada with various family members. But I have a few of the most memorable accomplishments here. New Waterford Mixed League, 1959-60, high average. Ladies Town Bowling League, 1960-61, champions. New Waterford Mixed League, 1960-61, champions. Cape Breton Ladies Bowling League, 1960-61, high average. Ladies Town Bowling League, 1961-62, champions. Sydney Ladies Bowling League, 1962-63, high league average. Nova Scotia Bowling Tournament, 63-64, high single. Cape Breton Ladies Tournament, 64-65, high single and high triple. New Waterford Ladies League, 1964-65, champions and high triple. Sydney Ladies Bowling League, 65-66, high team average. New Waterford Ladies Town Bowling League, 65-66, high average. New Waterford Ladies Town League, 68-69, high team average. No wonder they hated to see them coming in Sydney. There are many fond and amusing memories of Maddie's bowling career. In the early days, Maddie's daughter Kay and her husband Ray would drive the team to Sydney on Tuesday nights. Each person paid 50 cents for the ride. And then Kay and Ray would use the $2.50 to go to a movie and get a treat, while they were waiting to go back and pick up the girls when they finished bowling. Now that's what you call a frugal night out. Also, when Maddie first started bowling, pin boys were still being used to set up the pins. John Barry was a pin boy at that time and tells the story that when Maddie would bowl, she could throw the ball so hard that the pins would scatter in every direction. The pin boys really had to be on their toes when Maddie was bowling to avoid getting injured by flying pins. Maddie's son Frank also tells a story that happened when he was a police officer in Waterford. He and fellow policemen Dale Carney, John Kavanagh, and Collie Gillis challenged Maddie's ladies bowling team to an exhibition match. According to Frank, they defeated Maddie's team that day, but as yet he has failed to produce the score sheet to verify that victory. Maddie's love of the sport of bowling and her dedication to perfecting her skill speaks volumes to her love of the game. She loved to be on a winning team, but always gave it her very best effort, win or lose. So it is very easy to see why Maddie and Kay were chosen to be honored for their contributions to the sport of bowling over the years, a sport they both loved and dominated for several decades against great obstacles at the time. It is with great emotion and extreme pride that I now call on Frank and Mike, Maddie's sons, to receive her plaque and help us welcome her into the 2016 New Waterford Sports Heritage Hall of Fame.
Not the other way around.
Okay, just a few words before we get the so-called picture taken. First of all, I'd like to thank the committee for nominating Mom for the Hall of Fame. One thing I really like about this committee, and I've said it before, I'm not sure about other Hall of Fames in Nova Scotia, but we have horseshoe players, snooker players. Tonight we got bowlers and we got a dart player, so we're certainly very, and one year we had an Espresso Olympian as a Hall of Fame member. So we don't stick with the big sports of hockey, baseball, and soccer. We try to include everybody. Also, congratulations to the Cormier family, Kay's family over there. And it's nice to put a bowler in the Hall of Fame. It's also nicer to have two the same night that are both ladies. And I know there's lots of men out in the Waterford who are a little upset, but they'll get their turn if they keep practicing. Just a few words about the Nova Scotia titles that Kay and Mom won. Those Nova Scotia titles are not like, a lot of the Nova Scotia titles, the team goes away on a Friday, and they play 2 games on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday, and it's the Nova Scotia title. But with the bowling, when Mom and Kay went away for the Nova Scotia title, they left on a Sunday. They bowled 4 matches on Monday, 4 matches on Tuesday, 4 matches on Wednesday, 4 matches on Thursday, and on Saturday the tournament finished. Okay, so for them to win 4 titles and 4 runners-up in 10 years, it was no easy accomplishment. So it was a great job for the girls. The other thing about Mom passed away in 2009 at the age of 91. But when she had her 75th birthday, we had her right here at the KOC. And the next day she told me no, in no uncertain terms. Any other birthday that she would have, not to have it at any hall that she wanted in my house. And she didn't say it as gently as I'm saying it. So we're very fortunate that her 80th birthday, her 85th birthday, and her 90th birthday were held at my house. She wasn't like some of the politicians up here. She didn't like the camera, and she didn't like the spotlight. So she liked the idea of a house party. And we were very fortunate to have those house parties. Just one more thing before I stop. I can't believe my brother's been living in Ontario for 50 years, and he actually calls me and tells me that he had a team that beat Mom's team in bowling. I think these people that live in Ontario forever, they come home, and they expect we're going to believe everything we hear. You know, that's not true. Right? And then when he told me the names, Collie Gillis and Long John Kavanagh, no Billy Cheatham's or Big Mike McNeil. And Frank, until I see that sheet, I'm not going to believe it. Finally, my closing remark. Glenn Campbell has a great song out. It's called the country western title. There ought to be a Hall of Fame for mamas. And there's no such a Hall of Fame. But if there was, Kay Cormier and Maddie Kennedy, with 21 kids between them, and husbands that died very young, they would certainly be membership in that committee. Thank you very much.